Good morning, all. Excuse me. I had to break out and have the coffee today. Tea was not going to cut the mustard. All right. Find your comfortable seat this morning. Find your neutral spine this morning, your neutral pelvis. Relax your hands in your lap. Softly close your eyes or look at the floor. Take a few moments to just acknowledge your breath. Feel the breath in your body without changing it, without critiquing it. Allow your breath to deepen slightly. Take a little bit longer inhale and exhale. I actually saw a little short YouTube video this week that I'll share on Facebook of what happens when you breathe. It was an MRI photograph, I believe, or CT scan, one of the two. And how your diaphragm just kind of hugs your innards as it raises up and down, and how the breath affects the movement of all of your organs and your heart. It was just like for 2 breaths, so it was real short. It was really interesting to see how it kind of hugs everything, almost massages it, gives it some movement. So I want you to think about that, hugging through your organs, giving your pancreas some love, your liver, your stomach, your large and small intestines. Hugging your heart as you deep breath in and fill your lungs up all around it. Check your body posture. Are you nice and tall? Are you sturdy? Sturdy yet soft. Soft in your eyes, soft in your jaw, soft in your arms and hands, soft in your feet, soft in your glutes. But a nice sturdy trunk of a spine. Feel your sit bones rooted like the roots of a tree. Today we're going to focus our practice and ending Savasana meditation on change. I want you to think about the idea that change is the opportunity for transformation. How do you think of change when you hear the word, whether it be your favorite store has closed, you have to find a new one, changing the road to a location that you travel all the time, change within your family unit, maybe it be a marriage or a divorce, or kids, grandkids, a new baby. How do you approach change? And how would change be different if you approached it from the idea that it's an opportunity for transformation? I'm not going to change up my entire routine, but we will do things a little differently, change a few things. So I want you to take a nice deep breath and lift your chin up, lift your heart up. And when you exhale, bring your chin down and pull your heart into your upper back, grounding it. Inhale, heart up, chin up. Exhale, heart down, chin down. So you're creating a little cat-cow motion with your upper back. Go ahead and breathe at your own pace. Nice and easy. You can allow your shoulders to follow this motion. As your heart raises up, you drop your shoulders back. And as your heart draws inward, you draw your shoulders forward. Creating some motion with our breath this morning. And when you're ready, you can come back to tall spine, relaxed, nice rooted sit bones. How does that feel different in your chest, in your shoulders? Arms to the side, palms up. We're going to gather air, breathe in. Palms go out and press the air away. Active through the arms. Inhale, gather air like it's heavy. Actually have to gather, use the muscle. Exhale, press through the arms and shoulders, pressing through syrup or butter or sand. Inhaling up. Do a few of these at your own pace. Find an analogy that works for you. What are you pressing through? Is it oil? Is it quicksand? Do you feel your muscles engage through your shoulder, upper back, palm, forearm? Ready for your last big breath. And on your exhale, I want you to lift your fingers and press through the heel of both of your hands. It reminds me of watching television shows of little kids dancing, and you've got your little hands next to either side. Press through the heels. Lift the shoulders up. Keep those fingers lifted. Shoulders to your ears. And then press them down back into the palm of your hand. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, press down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, press down. Do a couple more of those at your own pace. Filling up the top of your lungs. And then emptying as you press down. Last one. Relax, roll your wrists nice and slow around in circles. Release the tension from your forearms. Make sure you go both directions. Shake it out. Roll out your shoulders, roll out your chest. If you feel a little bit looser in your shoulders, shoulder girdles and your wrists and your fingers, in your upper back, because we didn't do much of the lower back, so you might not feel much release down there. This mostly was upper back. Just roll it out a little bit. All right, we're gonna do some easy twists. So keeping your position sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna start with our right arm. Inhale and lift that arm up, shoulder up to ear. Reach tall, lengthen on the right side, and then rotate left and let that arm come across the front of your face and relax over there on the left side somewhere. You can Interlace your hands if you want to and hold them at your hip. You can just let that arm hang. Go ahead and continue turning your chin to the back. A nice gentle twist. We're not yanking on anything or forcing anything. And when you're ready, go nice and slow and bring yourself back to center. Realign your spine. Take a moment and feel the change from the left to the right. Feel the difference along your spinal column, the muscles along your spinal column, your rector spinae muscles, twisting one direction and not the other. When you're ready, on your next big breath, left hand goes up. Lengthen on that entire left side, rotate right, and let that hand float down to the right side. I kind of have my right hand into the hip joint, and then I grabbed my right wrist with my left hand. That just feels good to me. But whatever feels good to you, you cannot grab anything. Continue turning that head to the right, towards the back. The spine is tall. Connect with your breath. When you're ready, gently start to rotate yourself back to the front. And relax. And roll a little bit if you'd like. Release any tension that you feel. I have to tell you that this entire 5-6 minutes, there's been a cat playing back behind the computer, and it's just quite humorous because she doesn't play hardly at all. And she's up there flipping stuff around and trying to concentrate. Alrighty, so we're going to get something. I'm going to put my foot on a block. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can use a book. A book is nice and stable. You could use a pillow. If you have a nice, a sturdier pillow than normal. And we're actually going to be in the figure 4 position, you know, where you bring one leg up, ankle on your knee. So I want you to come forward just a little bit off the back of your chair. I'm starting with my right leg. I'm bringing my right leg up on my left thigh, not on that knee joint. Make sure that your right leg is on the bone and not the tibia bone and not the actual ankle joint, so you don't put that ankle in any compromising position. And I want a gentle flex of your right foot. And all that does is keep you from having a lazy ankle. You want to just bring it into alignment as if you're standing on the side of the wall. It's nice and gentle. You would have your ball of your foot, the heel of your foot, and all 5 toes would be touching. So it's gentle. You're not arching it way back. It's just a gentle flex. Sit up nice and tall. If you need a strap to hold this leg up here, you can, or you can hold on your shin bone. As soon as you hold wherever you're going to hold, try and release a little bit on the inner and outer thigh, using the strength of your arm to hold that up there, giving it some support. I have a tendency, as soon as I bring a leg up, that I lean forward and arch my low back. So I'm going to readjust myself. I'm going to sit back on my sit bones and sit up tall. If you have a tendency to do the same thing, just check your body. Check your lengthening of your spine. Engage through your abs. Root your sit bones. Root that foot down there into whatever you have it on. Just root it in. Feel very connected and grounded. Breathe. Opening up this hip in a nice, gentle manner. Keep your soft flex of your foot. Keep your soft gaze. Gently hold on to that leg to provide support. I want you to imagine pulling your belly button into your low back, lengthening a little bit more, supporting a little bit more, and then lean a gentle forward. Doesn't have to be very far. If you're getting enough stretch just by sitting up and leaning is not for you today, then don't lean. Breathe. Think of lengthening with that inhale, long spine, reaching the root, the crown of your head to the ceiling. As soon as I reach, I feel a more intense stretch in my glute and in my inner thigh. Still having that belly button drawn into your spine. And nice and slow, come back up tall. Root into those sit bones. We're going to switch sides. So gently assist that leg down. Switch sides. Make sure your knee is over that ankle. Root both sit bones. As I mentioned before, as soon as I do this, I naturally come forward onto the front side of my sit bones. And I don't know why I do that, but line, sit up tall, get that soft flex in your foot. Imagine the ball, the heel, all 5 toes touching a wall. And if you ever get an opportunity to actually do this up against a wall so that you feel the difference, you can just sit next to a wall and put your foot on the wall so you know what it feels like. Root into your sit bones, root into that foot on the floor. Gently hold that leg, whether it be with your strap, belt attached at the bottom or your arms. Draw that belly button into your abdominals. Lengthen through the crown of your head and gently come forward. Breathe into your hip, breathe into your thighs. Soften that foot, it's a gentle flex. When you come forward and things start to get serious over here, that foot may start to flex further or deeper. Relax it into the gentle flex. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Feel the belly button drawn in, supporting the back, supporting the length. Breathe into your hip. Nice and slow, come back up. Rooting into your sit bones again. Assist that leg down. Keep in mind that most yoga injuries are in between the pose. It's not the pose itself, it's getting in or getting out of it. Most of the time it's getting out of it because we are lax. We're like, oh, we did it, we made it, we're done. And we just let it go, drop our foot, drop our leg, drop whatever, lose our form, and it results in injury. So we're going to get up and do some of our balance and some side stretches. So we're going to put the chair in front, chair or footstool or whatever you want to use in front of you so that we will be on all fours, essentially, feet and hands. So go ahead and get yourself situated. I'm going to turn mine to the side so you can see me. right. We're going to start with our feet a little bit wider than your chair legs, footstool legs, whatever it is. Have your feet out at a 45-degree angle to begin with. We're going to switch it later. We're going to do both ways. So I want you to hinge at your hips, come forward, keep the spine long when you come forward. Place your hands on the chair. Keep your abdominals engaged, drawing that belly button in gently. You're not pulling in so that you can't breathe, suck in your stomach. It's not quite the same. It's just a gentle draw in, imagining the vertebrae in your low back and your belly button are attached. And the string is short. So they're just, the belly button is being drawn up slightly. All right, I want you to rock your hips side to side. We haven't done any hip rocking in a while. Feel the inner thigh stretch. Talking to you because we've not done this in a while. A nice long spine. You can keep looking at the seat of the chair. Keep arching your neck up to look. Try and drop it and lengthen. I'll try not to do anything crazy that you can't understand just by audio. Take your hips over to the right side. Soften both knees. Breathe. Feel that inner thigh on the left. Now I want you to take your right hand over there with the left one. Just kind of turning your shoulders over slightly. Getting a nice side body stretch on the right and an inner thigh stretch on the left. Breathe into the stretch. Wherever you feel it the most, just breathe into it. Gently move your right hand back, moving the upper body back to alignment, and then squeeze through your glutes to help draw your hips back, and then do a little rock again. You can relax your glutes once you've drawn it back. When your inner thigh is stretched to capacity, hard to use it to function, so use your glutes to bring yourself back. Hips left. Just kind of sit into that stretch. Soften your knees. Long spine. Relax toes. Take your left hand over there with the right one. Turning your shoulders towards the right. Feel the side body on the left and the inner thigh on the right. Breathe into the stretch. Soften your toes, soften your knees, soften your gaze. Lengthen your breath into it. And we're going to take our left hand back, centering our shoulders. Squeeze your glutes and draw your hips back and just rock them out a little bit. Release any tension. You can overly bend your knees a little bit and use that as your rock. Having your knees bent will help release that tension as well. Now I would like you to pigeon toe your feet. So draw your toes in and open your heels out. You're going to get it a T-band stretch all the way down the side of your leg. You may feel it more in your calf. You may feel it more in your thigh. That belly is still attached to that spine, so it's gently drawn in, lengthen through your spine. And I want you to push the weight of your body back, your hips back. Breathe into it. Opening up your sit bones, soften your knee. You have a little tiny micro bend in your knee, just so that they're not locked. And bring your weight back forward. Shake out your legs a little bit. We're gonna go back again. Now you may feel like you can open a little bit further. You can try it if you want. When you're ready, hips back. You may feel like you could go to your elbows in the chair. You can try that if you want to. Open up your sit bones. You may feel like you could take your forehead to the chair. You may feel like you could take your hands to blocks or the floor. Further opening the sit bones, stretching down the sides. Keep a long spine, try not to round your back. When you're ready, gently walk yourself up, flat back, bring your hips back to neutral. Heel toe, walk your feet in all the way to underneath your hip bones, hip joints. And I want you to check your feet, make sure they're facing directly forward. Your heel is behind the widest part of your foot. Now you can either go to elbows or forehead. Or you could just go all the way down and hang, whichever you want to do. You got all three choices. If you need to bend your knees a little bit more and support your abdomen on your thighs, you may do so for back support. Bend your knees a little more, squeeze your butt, roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time. Head comes on top, take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale down, bring yourself to Tadasana, which is just mountain pose. Hands are facing forward, softly open, lengthen from your spine. And we still have our feet facing directly forward, so it may feel funny to you. Lengthen tall. Without looking, feel it in your body. Are your knees over your ankles? Are your knees locked? They should not be if they are. Are your hips over your knees? Do you feel like your shoulders are over your hips? How does your right shoulder feel versus your left? Do you feel your spine in a neutral position? Do you feel your head floating on top? Do you feel long from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head? Now I want you to close your eyes. Believe it or not, this is a balance. Closing your eyes may make you feel imbalanced, make you feel wobbly. Draw in your abs slightly, lengthen through the crown of your head, and find your balance. If you need to grab something, by all means, please do. This is our balance for today. Lengthen your body. Feel the gentle lengthen in your torso as you reach your crown forward and up, high. And as you root those tree roots from your feet into the ground. Feel the tree roots releasing from each fingertip and working their way down. Take a nice deep breath, eyes are closed. And exhale. One more deep breath with eyes closed, but this time gather your air up. If you need to only use one hand, that's fine. Rotate hands and press the air away. Eyes are closed. And once you've reached the side body, you can relax. Open your eyes, flutter them open gently. Relax your feet. Pedal your feet a little bit. Do a little marching. Move your shoulders a little bit. A little twist if you want to. We're going to go to the floor for tummy time. I promise you, Tuesday we were going to do tummy time. going to do maybe one or two things. If you absolutely cannot get on your knees, then you can just go ahead and go to your tummy. Or you can do something that's comfortable for you for a moment. We're going to do a hands and knees thing to start. So if you want to put your knees on a blanket to support them, you can. I want you to make sure that your hips are right over your knees and that your shoulder is right over the palm of your hand. Open your hand wide so it's like you have pie slices between each finger. It's nice and wide. If you have any wrist issues, you can put something under your wrists. For instance, you can put I can let my fingers hang off of a block or a washcloth or a sock rolled up. You can just put it up underneath that palm and it'll help relieve any pressure from your wrist. Now we're gonna just do a little cat-cow. Inhale, then exhale, drawing in, backwards. Inhale, drawing up, shoulders down the back, look forward. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, draw forward. Opening your chest with your breath. Closing your chest, dropping down. It doesn't have to be very big. Just do a few more at your own pace. Last one. When you come back to flat back, I want you to open your knees up wider than your hips. I want you to push your hips back. And you can either go to your elbow and drop your head, put it on a pillow, put it on a block, relax your wrists. This is a child's pose version. I'm gonna put my head on a block so you can still hear me and I'm not talking into my torso. This is a nice, good relaxation position. You can always put something underneath your butt too. You can put a big old pillow back there, something big back there so that you're not so crunched in on your knees. Something large, a big pillow, a bolster. Just giving yourself a moment to relax. Release any tension. And when you're ready, take your belly to the floor. You can leave that blanket, pillow, whatever, under your hips if you want to. You can bring it up a little bit further under your belly to provide you some more support. You can bring it up underneath your chest if you need support on the upper part. All right, I'm gonna leave my head up, but I suggest you do not. You can put your head on a block, your forehead on a block. You can put one cheek. Make sure you switch your cheeks partway through. I'll try and remember to tell you. Arms are overhead, but shoulders are drawn away from the ears. Engage your glutes to slightly press your pelvic bone, pubic bone forward. Just a little bit. That's where the blanket can come in handy to provide some lift. Breathe. And I want you to take your hands, palms down, and move them to the outside edges of your mat, drawing your arms down like cactus arms. Your arms are like cactus. Your head is relaxed. Gently squeeze through your glutes, draw your shoulders down your back, and lift your head up ever so slightly, allowing pressure to beat from your elbow to your fingertips to help support you. And then bring it gently back down, relaxing through your shoulders. One more time, press into the elbow and the hands first. Draw the shoulders down the back and start to gently lift your head up slightly. Kind of looking at the top of your mat, but no further up. And then gently come back down. We're going to do it one more time. If you feel like you can go a little higher, you can actually release pressure from your elbows and put it all in your hands. Take a nice deep breath. Start to rise up from elbows to fingertips, shoulder blades down the back. If you feel like you can go further, you can lift elbows, breathe. Keep the shoulders pressed down your back is a big key, and slowly come back down. Relax. Take your hands and bring them in close underneath your shoulders, elbows tucked in tight, close to your body, kind of giving you a bit of a hug. Press through your elbow, pull your shoulders down your back, your shoulder blades down your back, and gently lift one more time. And come back down. And relax your glutes, relax your hips. I want you to shoot your right arm up. Press your left arm to press you over, roll over slightly, draw the left leg up, the right leg up, kind of in the fetal position so that we can slowly roll ourselves onto our back. Nice and gentle. Walk yourself around. Get all my stuff out of my way before I knock it over. All right. Align yourself on your mat. We did some nice back bends for our back. It helps to strengthen that low back. Since we put our low back in a deeper lordotic state, we're going to take it to kyphosis. I'm using all these big words so I can try and learn to remember them. So if you don't know them, that's okay. We're going to round the other direction. So bring both knees in, nice and gentle. Rounding our back the other direction this time, pressing it into the floor. Breathe. And release. Allow your knees to open up away from your chest a little bit. I'm just kind of holding with my fingertips. When you're ready, take a big breath. Draw them back in. It's not a full cannonball. It's just a little draw in to feel your low back stretch out. Keeping our head on the floor or pillow or whatever you need. Relax. We're going to do a little happy baby. We're feeling very happy today. We're going to imagine ourselves that when change comes our way, that we're going to be a happy baby and look at it from a different perspective. So we're just going to do one side at a time to warm up our hips a little bit. Take your right hand down your shin. Grab whatever is comfortable for you. You can lasso that foot with a strap if you want to, if that's better for you. You can grab anywhere from your ankle, foot, instep. And just have that right knee out to the side of your elbow, somewhere out there. Just get a little stretch in your inner thigh, in your hip joint. Softly flexed foot. And when you're ready, open your knee up, bringing the foot up like you're standing on the ceiling. Use that strap if you need to. Breathe. Bend the knee, draw the foot back into the pelvic area. Relax the grip or release the strap, whichever. And draw the knees back together. Right. Take a moment to roll, but take a moment to feel the difference in either side. In the inner thigh, outer thigh, wherever you felt it the most. We'll balance it out by doing the left side. Run your hand down your shin, opening your knee. You can lasso that foot if you want to, or grab the ankle, instep big toe. gonna sit there with that knee to the outside for just a moment. Softly flexed foot. Take a nice couple of breaths. That knee up to bring the foot to the ceiling, as if you're standing on the ceiling. Feel the change in the stretch. Where did it move to? Where did it increase? Breathe. Gently bend that knee, drawing the foot back into the pelvic area. Relax. Release the foot, either strap or hand. Draw the knee back in. Do a couple of rolls. And we're gonna make our entire baby happy this time. Open your knees up. You can lasso your feet if you want to, or run them down your shins, grabbing through the ankle, the instep. If you want to actually lift your upper body to grab or to lasso, you can. But when you come back down, make sure you draw the shoulder blades down your back and you lengthen through your spine. Lengthen through the crown of your head, so you don't stay in that rounded position for the whole pose. And when you're ready, open your knees up like you're standing on the ceiling. Lengthen that spine again if you need to. Move the hips around and find that comfortable position. And you can just stay like this, or you can do a gentle rock side to side. Massaging a little bit your erector spinae, the muscles on either side of your spine. It helps support all the way up. Okay, if you feel like you're gonna topple all the way over to one side, maybe you wanna put a pillow on either side, you know, like you do for the baby so they don't roll off the bed. You put pillows on either side of them. You can do that for yourself. Or you can just stay to the center. When you're ready, center yourself back up. Bend your knees, drawing your feet back into the pelvic area. Releasing, relaxing, the knees come back together. And you can roll around a little bit if you want to, or you can put your feet down and flop, whichever feels better for you. Feel the change in your hip structure as far as how tense your hips are, the tendons and ligaments, the fascia. Take a couple of breaths. Allow yourself to roll or flop, or switch between the two, whatever feels good. A few more deep breaths. We are just moments away from Shavasana. There we go. There it is. That was the sound. We are ready down for Shavasana. Get all of your creature comforts. Whatever you need. Realign your spine. Make sure that your shoulders aren't riding up towards your ears. You draw those shoulder blades down your back, so you have nice space from your ears to the tops of your shoulders. Use that pillow, the eye pillow if you need to. Block out that extra light. One of the ideas of meditation is to draw your awareness inward. So using that something over your eyes to help almost give you complete blackness, really. Helps to keep away the outside world. Helps to keep away the light changes. Even with your eyes closed, you get a little bit of light that comes in. Trying to keep all of your senses drawn inward. Trying to focus your ears on my voice. And blocking out what's around you. It's not always easy. If you focus on your breath, it will help to calm your mind, your racing monkey mind, as we call it. So many thoughts can enter our mind quickly. If you were to sit at a table and just stream of consciousness write whatever came into your brain, you couldn't write fast enough. Focus on your breath. Calm down your thoughts. When you focus on your breath, it slightly changes whether you want it to or not. I want you to count your breath today. I want you to have even numbers in and out. And I want you to start by having a 1-beat pause at the top of your breath and at the bottom of your breath. Taking control of that automatic response for air by pausing for just a beat. Trying to slow your breath down. Maybe you started with 3, count of 3. Try and add a count to your inhale and exhale. Just 1 count. Feel your mind begin to wander. Bring yourself back to your count. Now as you're counting and breathing, pausing at the top and the bottom, I want you to focus more on the top of your breath. On that hold at the top. Feel the fullness of your chest, your torso, your breath. Maybe you feel yourself automatically holding it just a tiny bit longer. Imagine that you're capping off that breath for just a moment. For me, I feel it in my throat when I pause. Allow your breathing to just release and relax. No more counting, no more holding. Let it rise and fall at its own pace. And move your awareness from your breath to your body. Feel the back of your head rooted. Any part of your torso that is touching, feel it rooted. Maybe the backs of your hands, maybe your hips or your feet. Feel them rooted. Almost as if you can feel them reaching down into the ground. Now change that feeling from reaching into the ground, from the feeling as though you're being pulled into the ground. Does that change? Feel the top half of your body, the part that's open up to the world, vulnerable. Feel it open like a flower. Feel it reaching for the sun. Feel your heart reaching up. Now imagine that reaching has changed to a pulling. Feel it pulling you up. Almost as if your body was being drawn off of the floor of the chair, right from your heart center. Imagine feeling your arms and legs splayed out as you're being drawn up. Light as a feather, soft and relaxed. Returning your awareness to your breath. Where is your breath at? Draw your awareness to your mind. Where is your mind? To clear out the thoughts, imagine that your mind is like the blue sky and the thoughts are passing through like clouds. Clouds on a windy day. They just pass through your mind, not grabbing a hold, just passing through. And I want you to harness the thought of change. The thought of change in your physical body. We are not who we were. The longest any cell in your body will live is 7 years. So you can imagine that every 7 years you have completely rejuvenated yourself and you're a completely different person. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. We embrace the change. Set your intention to embrace change. The change in the body, the change in the mind, the change in the world. Allowing change to be an opportunity for transformation. If everything was perfect, change would not need to happen. Out of change, things begin to get better. Transform, renew, rejuvenate. Bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your awareness to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Just be aware of them without them moving.
Draw that awareness from the tips of your fingers and toes to your palm and your heel of your hand. Draw that awareness from to the knees and the elbows without moving. Just being aware of our body. Draw it from the knees to the hips and from the elbows to the shoulders. Allow the awareness of the hips and the shoulders to meet at your heart. Feel the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. On your next nice deep breath, filling up your chest. As you exhale, shoot that awareness from the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes and stretch them out. Open your fingers, open your toes. Then relax gently and wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists, roll your ankles. Bend and straighten your knees, your elbows. Shrug your shoulders, squeeze and release your glutes. Maybe draw one knee at a time in and roll a little bit. Turn your head side to side. And when you're ready, roll over onto your side. Bring your arm up to provide a pillow, or actually use a pillow or your blanket, so that you keep your head aligned with your spine. Stack shoulders, hips, and knees. Feel the breath. Feel the change in the body structure from prone to lying on your side. Gently walk yourself up like you're being drawn off the floor. Lifting up nice and slow, where you can return to your camera, your seat, whatever feels good for you. Sit up nice and tall. Lengthen your crown of your head away from your sit bones. Root your sit bones. Breathe. Drop your head forward. Open the back of your neck. Lift your head up. Open your throat. Bring your head back to neutral. Big to the right. Big turn. Big turn over to the left. Back to center. Right arm only. Inhale up. And just lean to the left a little bit. Reopen the right side. Exhale down when you're ready. Other side, left up. A little lean over to the right. A little more breath. And when you're ready, exhale and release. And relax. Take shoulders forward, up, round them around the back, and down. Lengthen tall. Other direction, from down, take them back, up, forward, and relax. Breathing with both hands. Inhale, arms up. Lengthen from tailbone to fingertips. Exhale down. Last breath for class. Inhale, up. Hands come together in prayer. Exhale them down to your chest. And namaste.